Hi everyone, this is Denise Nelson. I am your kinesiology librarian, and I wanted to show you when you're doing research and you discover that you need to track down the full text of an article that you can't find in its entirety, you'll need to use InterLibrary Loan. So I wanted to give you a quick walkthrough so you can see how to do that. You'll see that I'm starting on the library's homepage. So the URL for that is libguides.pointloma.edu/RyanLibrary. Of course, in Canvas, in that left-hand menu, there's a link right to the library, and it'll bring you to this page also. So if I know that what I need to do is request an article from another library, I'll choose InterLibrary Loan in the Quick Links menu over here at the left. And it gives me a couple of options for requesting materials. In this case, I know that the thing I am looking for is not available in its entirety in our library. Okay, whatever my process was by which I came to that conclusion, we're starting on the assumption that we know our library doesn't have this thing. If you are uncertain whether or not our library does have the article you're looking for, go ahead and use this chat box here on the right to ask the librarian that's available. We'll be happy to confirm for you whether or not you can get your hands on the thing you need right away. If you can't, here on our InterLibrary Loan page, you'll just click this link for our ILL request form, and it should ask you to log in so that you can verify who you are. You'll use exactly the same information that you use for Canvas, and once it's verified that it knows who you are and you really are a Point Loma person, it'll pop up this request form for you. Up here at the top, you see you have two options. You can request an article or a book. Generally, you'll be requesting an article. Whether you have located that in a list of references or you found information about it in one of our databases but haven't been able to get the entire article, this is the form that you'd use. Every time you place an article request, the thing that you start with is the name of the journal that the article was in. So in this case, as an example, I will use the American Journal of Sports Medicine. And the article title I'm looking for is called Septic Arthritis After Anterior Cruciate Ligament Reconstruction. Now, even though you and I both know that the anterior cruciate ligament is the ACL, it is not abbreviated in the title of this article, so I went ahead and typed it out. You want to give the most complete information that's available to you. All right, so I've got the journal, which is the American Journal of Sports Medicine. It includes an article called Septic Arthritis After Anterior Cruciate Ligament Reconstruction. This article is from volume number 46 of this journal, and within the entirety of that volume, this is issue number 10. Usually each year is a new volume number. And then as issues come out during that year, each of those gets its own number. So I've included the volume number, the issue number. I'll also include the date. In this case, it looks to me like the cover date is August 2018. If the month were not available here, if the only information you had was the year, you'd go ahead and include just the year here. We don't really expect you to make things up if they're not already there. Please do include at least the first author of the article. Let's see if I can spell this one right. Zolski. And if additional names are available to you, go ahead and include additional names as well. Not surprisingly, people tend to write about the same topic over and over again, and often their articles have very similar titles. So sometimes it's the additional authors that help distinguish between the various articles that a certain person has written. I also want to make sure I include the page numbers of this article, and this one is pages 2376 to 2383. I do not have the ISSN of this journal in front of me. The ISSN for a journal is like the ISBN for a book. It's like its social security number. It's a distinct identifier. If you don't have that, you'll notice that it doesn't have the asterisk like some of these other fields do that makes them required. Since I've included that information, you can see down here at the bottom, it knew when I logged in who I was. And in this case, because it's an article, I will always only ever get a copy of it, but I'll get a PDF copy of it, so I'll get a digital copy. Once I hit Submit Request, this will move to the library's document delivery coordinator, and she will track it down with another library. You'll get an email that says, hey, we found your article, and it'll give you some instructions for actually opening up that article that you've requested. It's usually 2 or 3 business days before you have that article. It can be a little bit faster than that. It can be just possibly a little bit slower than that, but if you count on 2 or 3 business days, you should be pretty good. Any of these request processes you have a question about, just hop over to the library's homepage and use that chat box to ask a question. Of course, we're always happy to hear from you in other ways as well. Happy researching, and I will talk to you soon.